What's up, my growth seekers? Welcome to Synchronized Souls, where growth and greatness align. I'm Dr. Frank Gilliam, and today's episode is all about how to find sunshine in the middle of the storm. This is the first time ever speaking publicly about my experience I had with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Stick around to the very end. I've got something very valuable I believe we all could use. We've all heard of the saying, there is always a silver lining to every situation, right? Which is very true, but we can't always see clearly when you're in the eye of the storm. And that's what we're going to unpack today, just how to seek refuge and go within when life becomes turbulent. All right, let's talk about how I went from a position of power and prestige to a place that felt like I hit rock bottom, and how through resilience, grit, and a shift in mindset, I found something I never thought possible, my true purpose. Have you ever wondered why life throws you curveballs? And it seems like the hardships show up at the darndest of times, just when things were finally starting to change for the better. Yes, I had to learn that the hard way, but however, it's the rhythm of life. We all have ebbs and flows. So imagine this. It feels like you're on top of the world. Everything seems to be falling perfectly into place. You've got the accolades, the recognition, and the power. And hey, why wouldn't you, especially when you've prepared yourself to be successful? You've worked your butt off to get there. You've been told repeatedly that this is what success looks like. Climbing the corporate ladder, getting the promotions, earning more, and making a name for yourself. But here's the catch. What happens when everything you've worked for is suddenly ripped away? This cycle of highs and lows, success and struggle, that's the ebb and flow of life. It's a reminder that both the positive and negative moments are part of the bigger picture. And resilience comes from understanding that even when things feel like they're at their lowest, growth and progress are often just around the corner. That was my life. I had a successful career as a legislator and decided to step up for the love of my community and run for mayor. And unbeknownst to many, we pulled it off, and I became the youngest mayor in my town at the time, living what most people would consider the American dream. But in the blink of an eye, all that changed within 10 months' time. Never in my wildest dream did I ever feel my home would be raided by the FBI. I will never forget that morning. I had just returned from dropping my son off at the bus stop and preparing to get dressed to go to work when I heard this loud, thundering knock at my door. Within seconds, my peaceful Monday turned into a scene from a movie. Agents in tactical gear invading my home as if I was on America's most wanted list. In an instant, I went from planning the city's improvements to watching my world crumble from my own front lawn. My life went spiraling in the opposite direction of success, and I found myself on the other side of the law, facing the cold steel gates of a federal prison. My first night in that cold, damp cell, I stared at a small crack in the ceiling. It was shaped like a lightning bolt, the same shape as the doodles I used to make during city council meetings. The irony wasn't lost on me. Those meetings where I thought I was changing the world now felt like memories from another life. But that crack became my nightly reminder that even broken things can create something meaningful. I went from being celebrated to being humiliated in ways I could have never imagined. It was a crushing experience, one that no amount of power or status could have prepared me for. My world felt like it was crashing down around me. And honestly, for a long time, it felt like I was stuck in this dark, endless tunnel of shame and regret. But here's the kicker. Those moments of despair became the spark that ignited something within me much bigger than I could have ever imagined. One day, I watched an inmate teach another how to read. This guy, covered in tattoos, serving serious time, spent 2 hours patiently helping someone sound out basic words. It hit me. Here was true purpose, happening in the last place you'd least expect. No titles, no press releases, no campaign promises, just one human being purely helping another. That's when I started to understand what real impact looks like. But I kept hearing this voice in my head saying, stay strong, don't give in to the feeling of despair, you've been through much worse. But trust and believe me, it didn't feel that way at all. Surely things wasn't a smooth ride from there. It wasn't some magical epiphany that happened overnight. No, I had to fight. mentally, emotionally, spiritually, just to hold on to the smallest shred of hope. There were days when I wanted to stay angry, to blame the world for what had happened. And let's be real, there were days when I wanted to wallow in self-pity and just give up. But I wasn't raised to be weak. I was taught to take responsibility for everything that happens to me. Compliments of my grandmother's upbringing. I remember trying to meditate for the first time in my cell. Picture this, me, the former mayor, the guy who couldn't sit still through a single meeting without checking my phone, attempting to find inner peace. I failed miserably for weeks. But that process of learning to find stillness in chaos, that became my first real lesson in resilience. But I didn't. Why? Because deep down, I knew that life had to be about more than what I had been chasing. It became very clear to me that my life wasn't destined for me to be a career politician. Let the truth be told, I'm not built to be a pile of ticks. I truly care for people. It's a job that constantly testing your moral fiber, to say the least. However, I will always cherish having had the opportunity to make positive change and build a brighter future for others. But beyond it all, there was just me alone facing myself and asking for some form of understanding and direction. The most profound and powerful question popped in my head, and I know you're wondering what that question was. Check it out, here it is. What is the universe trying to teach me right now? Sounds a little out there, right? But in the silence of that prison cell, surrounded by uncertainty, that question became my anchor. I'm telling you, and I'm being totally transparent with you folks, I learned some very tough lessons during that time. It dawned on me during my time of solitude. I realized that for years I had been driven by the wrong things: fear, guilt, and the constant hunger for recognition and material success. All that hustle and all the ambition, it had gotten me far, but it hadn't filled me up. In fact, I had been spiritually bankrupt. I had no alignment with anything beyond myself. And that's when the real awakening began. Here's where things had gotten interesting for me. I had this moment in the middle of all that darkness where I realized something profound. We are not accidents. There's a greater plan, a divine purpose that transcends the pursuit of wealth, status, or titles. I wasn't here just to chase my own success. I was here to align with something bigger, something greater. And that's when Synchronized Souls was born. Yeah, I know. Prison cell, spiritual awakening, and suddenly a podcast? Sounds like the plot of a movie, doesn't it? But that's exactly what happened, all straight and no chaser. This process of realigning with my true purpose and reconnecting with my higher self and realizing that my life was meant for something beyond me, it was transformative. The journey changed me at a cellular level. I went from being lost in the noise of external expectations to living with clarity, peace, and a newfound passion to help others discover their own purpose. This is where I want to bring it all back to you, because I'm not here just to tell you all about my story. I'm here to remind you that your purpose is out there waiting for you too. The trick is that it's not going to be found in the hustle and grind for success alone. It's not about constantly chasing external validation. It's about shifting your focus from what can I get to what can I give. We are one no matter what anyone says. There is an interconnectedness that stretches far beyond what our mind's eye can see. Ponder on this concept for a moment. What if your purpose isn't just about you, but about how you're meant to contribute to the greater good, how you're here to serve and uplift the world around you? Now, I'm not saying this is easy. In fact, embracing this kind of perspective took a lot of grit and a lot of perseverance. And trust me, there were days when I doubted myself, when I thought, what if I'm not capable of this? What if I'm too broken to do anything meaningful? But here's the thing. Resilience is not about being absent of feeling fear or doubt. It's about pressing on despite the circumstances. It's about choosing to realign with a higher vision, even when it feels impossible and out of reach. That's what I'm offering you today. The chance to step out of the cycle of chasing success for the sake of success and instead align with your true purpose. It's time to ask yourself, what is my life about? Are you ready to stop searching for purpose in external validation and start looking inward? Are you ready to shed the layers of societal conditioning and align with your deepest, most authentic self? Just last month, I worked with Sarah, a former executive who lost everything in a corporate scandal. She came to me feeling like her life was over. Together, we discovered her passion for teaching financial literacy to at-risk youth. Now she's running workshops in community centers, reaching more lives than she ever did in her C-suite office. That's what alignment looks like in action. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth having ever is. I'm living proof of that. That's why I created the Holistic Human Potential Optimization Program. It's not just another online self-help course. It consists of what I call the 6 pillars of life: developing a growth mindset, recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, creating SMART goals, effective communication skills, managing time efficiently, and cultivating healthy habits. It's a transformative experience designed to help you align with your highest purpose and unlock your gifts and live a life that's in full alignment with your deepest values. It's about more than finding your purpose. It's about living it every single moment of the day. Let me show you how this works in real life. One of our program participants, Marcus, used to react to every business setback by working longer hours, sacrificing his health and relationships. Through our growth mindset training, he learned to pause and ask himself, what can this teach me? Last quarter, when his biggest client pulled out instead of spiraling, he used that space to innovate. He ended up developing a new service model that attracted 3 bigger clients. But here's the thing. This program isn't for everyone. It's not cheap, and it's not for people who want a quick fix. It's for those who are ready to put in the work, who are ready to invest in themselves and do the hard work of transformation. Because if you're serious about unlocking your purpose and about living a life of meaning and impact, then the real question is, what price would you put on discovering that? Every one of us will be faced with this moment of truth, and will you be prepared and equipped with a growth mindset, resilience, and grit to step into your greatness with purpose? As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. Your true purpose isn't something you find by chasing external success or validation. It's something that's already within you, waiting to be discovered. Life is a journey of ebbs and flows full of highs and lows, challenges and breakthroughs. But through resilience, grit, and a growth mindset, you can navigate those moments and align with something greater than yourself. Remember, your purpose is not just about you. It's about how you can serve others, how you can contribute to the collective, and how you can make a meaningful impact on the world around you. It's not about what you can get, but what you can give. So take a moment to reflect. Are you ready to align with your true purpose? Are you ready to shed the societal conditioning that's been holding you back and embrace the life you were meant to live? The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. As we move forward, I challenge you to embrace your potential, trust the process, and step into the life you were born to lead. The world is waiting for your unique gifts. I hope you got something out of this conversation today. If anything resonated with you, please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share with those you know would benefit from what was shared. Pass it along, and don't keep it to yourself. So, are you ready to make the leap? Are you ready to start this journey with us? Because let me tell you this, the life you're dreaming of is waiting for you. Your future self is counting on you to make that decision. Thank you for joining me on this first episode of Synchronized Souls, where growth and greatness align. Join us at syncsoul.mykajabi.com and let's start this journey together. Because, my friend, your true purpose is out there, waiting for you to claim it. I can't wait to continue this journey with you. Until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep aligning with your true purpose. I'm rooting for you every step of the way.